This is Cyberpunk 2077 running on a Intel Core i7 12700KF with 32 gigs of RAM and a 10 gig NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 video card. So, taking a look at the settings, we are running 1440, and then I have kind of some interesting stuff going on that I'm playing around with. I'm running, so we've got the settings all completely cranked, including path tracing and the ultra settings for the conventional settings, and all the ray traced lighting turned almost all the way up. And then we're using DLSS in the balanced mode and AMD FSR 3.1 frame gen to kind of juice it up to tolerable frame rates. So I played around with this for a couple of hours last night, and only very rarely did I see any real slowdowns in the frame rate. Not any more or less than normal, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm not seeing anything that would be kind of a detractor from doing it this way. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good option. I always will acknowledge there are those people out there that just have the, you can't have fake frames. Fake frames are evil, blah, 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 blah. Those people are, they exist. They're real. I understand, but we are basically cranking this thing up to a performance level that it was never intended to be able to hit. You were never supposed to be able to run path tracing. Really, like the 4080 was supposed to be on the very outside edge of GPUs that could handle the path tracing feature. Realistically, I think everybody just knew you needed a 4090 to do it. So we're juicing this up to be able to get this. So it's entirely personal preference. Now, obviously, you could simply run, you could run DLSS in either the standard or ray traced minus path tracing. And if you really don't like the way we're doing this here, I genuinely think it looks good, though. Again, I don't see any good reason not to run it this way. And let's go to daytime. Yeah, I'm just not seeing any of the normal things that you would expect to see as far as compromises in quality when doing it this way. And if there's no compromises in quality and it's giving you a as good as native or very close to it, I mean, I'm not even seeing anything here that suggests we're losing, say, 10% or something like that. Like, I'm not even seeing that. So, oh, yeah, sometimes it like gives you a head-on collision graphic and sometimes it doesn't. This was basically my own personal system I was running for like a year. It was essentially exactly these specs. If I could have done this when I had these specs, I would have been thrilled. So one of the things I always look at, let's see, can I get that close? No, I can't get that. No, I can't. Look at the hair. Look at her hair. That's one of the things I always look at that separates low quality from high quality on Cyberpunk. You look at the hair on your player, especially if you have a lot of it, like on a female character like this, you can really see the quality difference between low quality and high quality. And keep in mind, we're in the middle of the downtown area too, and I've got the crowd density set to the highest. So this is the highest, I'm sorry, the highest performance draw that you're gonna see is under these conditions. So let's do this. Let's go out to the desert area now. Let's do that. Now, my biggest pet peeve is crispness. I don't know if that sounds stupid, but I like crisp graphics, and this really kind of delivers that. So I honestly, for me, with what my eye wants to see, I'm thrilled with this. If something happened tomorrow and I had to sell my my 13900K with the 4090 for some extra cash, and I had to grab hardware out of my inventory to use, like a system like this, I would be more than happy with this. So usually the most obvious artifact you can see is some ghosting, like on the tires on the bike as you're moving. But we're not really getting that there, at least not very bad. I thought I saw it the other night, but let me see. Is it doing it? No, it's not really doing it. But I'll say the same thing I did on some of my other videos on this, which is that if you have to intentionally look for imperfections from the ray tracing or the upscaling, if you have to actually go in search of those imperfections, then they don't matter. If I can open the game up and I can run it with this, like with the upscaling and the FSR frame gen, and with the monitor at normal distance from me under normal viewing conditions, I can't see it. It doesn't matter at that point. Yeah, so the frame rate's definitely going up out in the city where there really isn't any, or I'm sorry, out in the desert where there isn't as much stuff going on. What? What we got going on here? Yeah, he's got this big laser weapon, but he's not very good at using it. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, he really sucks at using that thing. Okay, so I think this should be a pretty solid look at what to expect running Cyberpunk 2077 on the 12700 KF with the RTX 3080. I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and particularly this look at what you can actually do with the upscaling. Thanks for watching the video.